to understand option pricing, swap pricing. I've done it for 17 years. That's not my job. It's not my job to price all this. Yeah. There is a black box into which I give my command and I tell you what the price is. Pricing is not relevant. Yeah. You know, the kind of jobs you guys are going to be doing, you don't have to sit and price anything. Yeah. You know, that's inefficient. That's like the chief of army staff saying, I want to lead me to the firing range. I want to perfect my target. What's the point? You're never going to have to fire a gun, right? So you guys need to think not about so much the pricing, but you just need to worry about how do you use this damn thing. You know, the general is the right one. Okay. Let me just wind up this part of the discussion. I'm not sure if I'm still carrying everybody with me. Let's go back to the director of finance. Today I have signed a $500 million loan. Today dollar is 45. I go to first window. Would somebody like to take a hot shot? Then will I be really happy saying, okay, now I want to bring the dollars in today or tomorrow. What is the situation in which you will be the happiest? Yeah, अभी मैं कर सकता हूँ. ये मुझे करना है.
The difference between the current day rate and the hedging rate is the minimum.
Yeah, I mean that's like a target that we try to achieve. But what would be happening in the foreign exchange market which would make you really happy? Okay, this is a good time. I like what's happening in the market. I'll make it my money. Sir, actually, we can forward rate to given होता है market को. आज spot rate होता है तो forward rate होता है. एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल लेते हैं. अगर आज spot 45 है, आप ये मानिए कि 5 साल का forward प्रीमियम 5 रुपए है. तो आउट रेट forward 5 साल में कितना हो गया? 45 plus 5 50 हो गया. ये तो given है. अगर आज मैं पैसा लाता हूँ और आज ही hedge कर देता हूँ, तो मेरा portfolio मैंने पे कर दिया, मेरा लॉस हो गया. But that's not really smart, right? I haven't really saved my company that much. If I take a fully hedged dollar borrowing, the cost today is actually higher than the cost of rupee trade. So I'm trying to get you to, especially this half of the class to start thinking a little bit. You know, somebody here said, when rupee is depreciating, I would be happy to bring my dollars in at that time. Really? That means today dollar is 45. I'm bringing my dollars, and the next day it's 45. Okay, and I say, well done, well done. You're out of the money by 50 pesos, you're $100 million. The next day 46, and it was better actually. I think you guessed it now. Yeah, at least I saw somebody here saying, actually friends, the happiest time, and this is not so evident. It's taken us 30 minutes of going around in circles to come to this point. I just want to just say it and give it to you as an action. I would like dollar rupee to be falling when I bring in my $500 million. And this is exactly what Rural Electrification Corporation did. REC, they need to do REC. Director of Finance from India. And they are my clients. I'm trying to destroy the balance sheet of the worldwide. It's you people know REC is the bank? Okay, none of the public quality banks. What is REC? Don't you know that? Finance is not a distribution system. It's a government-run finance company. It raises money from the market, equities from the government. It raises money from the market, both domestic and external markets, and funds anything to do with power. Mostly generation of power, but could also be distribution of power, and they're willing to fund public sector, private sector, anybody. Now, there, the $500 million was a separate one. This was a $400 million ECB which they brought in, and dollar rupee was just about Please don't waste your time reading what I have written. Can all of you see this is the back? Sir, can you see this? Yeah. So just all about the A's and the B's and the C's. This is just a chart showing dollar rupee movement. Dollar rupee is $1 equals $1, right? And each of these candles, this is called a candle. It's a daily chart. So each of these bars or candles is representing one working day's price action. Okay. It normally has this form, this one. So this is the, if it's white, that means this is the opening price, this is the closing price, this is the high of the day, this is the low of the day. And if it's filled up, the body is filled up, it's blackened out, then that means this is the, oh sorry. If the body is filled up, that means opening was higher, closing was low. Again, this is the lowest intraday and highest intraday. Have we got that? So a black candle means that day the prices have fallen. What I'm trying to show you here is that dollar rupee, if you see in April 2010, was, can you see the right hand axis? It was just above 44. Can you see that? Okay. Then it shot up to 47.70. You guys were in the middle of your FPAs that time. That was the time of, there was again a global meltdown. Chinese equities fell, stock markets fell all over the world, and India also fell at that time. Okay, and yours truly, I can't be prime. Okay, when somebody predicts it right, you want to go on the end of the world. So I told my clients that don't buy dollars. I'll show you whatever. Anyway, after that. Sorry about that. So, after that, dollar rupee, after reaching a high of 47.70, it then came into a, can you see the shape of this formation? It's a wedge kind of thing being formed between the high of 47.70 and till we see the end of the chart. Can you see a wedge? A narrowing wedge like this? Okay. So, I got this famously wrong. Okay, I told REC that because it's in this formation, you can see from here to here, and there was something called Elliott, which is very, very mathematical. This formation was following all Elliott rules about typical. In Elliott we call it a triangle, and it was following all the rules, everything that Elliott said should happen was happening. So I told REC that just wait, dollar is going to break out on the upside. And they were very happy. We got $400 million. We'll bring the money in and we'll get a lot of rupees. Actually, what happened was it fell through below 46 here. Can you see this? And this 15 line is the 200-day moving average. And when it fell through, it just fell like a stone. Look at that. Just to get a sense of how the markets can move. This is what day is this? This is about the 20th of September, and this day dollar was at more than 46. By 7th of October, it was at 44. In 17, so can I try and answer your question if you don't mind? Go ahead, ask me please. No? Okay. In 17 calendar days, dollar rupee had fallen by 2 rupees. Now, was that bad news for REC? Friends, it was not bad news for REC. It was excellent news for REC. So what they did was that when dollar rupee broke down below this level, which was clearly identified as a very, very strong support, what Radu said is that, at least I'm not trying to be smarter than the market. Nobody can be smarter than the market. What you can say is there's a very strong chance that from here it will go up. But if it doesn't, then it's almost certain that it's going to just collapse. Can you think quickly what RBC did? They did something very simple. Somewhere around here, there is that broken tree. You see, in this one day it fell by something like 40 paisa. Somewhere here, they brought in the entire amount. We sold $400 million in one day. Okay? And within 10 days of that, what did we do? We bought it back. We just bought it back. Okay? And thereby, we saved about 70 paisa, 75 paisa for the company. Has everyone understood what's the point here? So, when the dollars were brought in, they were sold to the market at 45.60. At about 44 something, we went to the market and bought back the dollars. Not because we wanted to do trading, but because our final purpose in taking the loan in dollars is to make sure that the all-in cost or the fully hedged cost of the dollar liability becomes what? Becomes less than the cost of a rupee liability at the same point in time for the same tenure. I don't have to be more loyal than the king. When I'm dealing in markets, I don't have to be more loyal than the king. I don't have to sell my dollars at the highest rate and then buy my dollars at the lowest rate in 5 years. Because if I'm going to try and do that, I'm going to end up shutting my company. Yeah, because that's not humanly possible. You might do it as a freak of luck, but that's just impossible. All I've got to do is, I've got to, like somebody paraphrased this in the MBA language, I've got to just beat the budget, yeah. Beat the budget. Just beat the budget. That's what all of you guys are going to be doing in real life. Whether you are in marketing or sales, you just have to beat the budget, right? If you are a cost center, you're in IT, if you're on the IT side, you have to make sure you spend less money than the budget, right? Everybody should try to beat the budget. What is my budget here? My budget here is the rupee cost of borrowing. If that's 12%, I need to make sure that the fully hedged cost of the dollar loan is, if it's 1% less than 12%, I'm happy with that. That's something the company sets up internally. We want 1% less, 2% less, right? But in trying to make it 8% less than 12%, I'm running a risk that I could make it much, much higher.